Live streaming is on.
All right, and we're live. And this is our community call number 55. The link to the agenda and our notes is in the scheduling channel on Discord. I can pop it into the chat here as well. There you go. All right. I will share my screen so we can see notes. And we can get started with our check-ins. Does anybody want to go first? Who's got the burn and share?
I'll go first. Morning, everybody. My name's Willie. I'm excited to see you all. All right, we're doing praise. I got a lot of praise. So I'll try and be kind of quick, though. Praise to James and the dev team for going live with Giveth. Looks great. That's huge. Praise to Danny for and the whole Costa Rica team, but praise to Danny also for stepping up and getting the agendas ready for this call. Praise to Forrest for still being here, even though she had something terrible happen this week. I'm glad that you're doing okay. Praise to Griff and the token team for getting the airdrop list ready to go for the Give token. Praise to Mitch for doing some thorough testing and making some issues for Giveth app. And praise to Amin and the Giveth One team for growing and all the work that goes into that. And I'll pass it to. Oh yeah, sorry, I forgot. Updates for this past week. Worked on the grant application for the Triad Foundation. I need to get Forrest, so hoping maybe I can sync with you to get that budget after this. If you have a budget, I think that's the final missing piece. And then hopefully they're asking for a board of directors in our application. So I'm gonna send in the DAO and hope that will count as our board of directors because we obviously don't have one. I was hoping that we'd be able to use the SDG Impact Funds board of directors and budget, but talked with Brian and he agrees. They're probably looking for that for Giveth. So this will be an interesting experiment with grant applications because Triad Foundation is really interested in what we're doing. We've already had a call with them and they really want to support, but we're not at all the traditional type of nonprofit that they would donate to. So it'll be really interesting to see if they're willing to be flexible, or if our type of nonprofit is just incongruent with what they're looking for. So that's definitely a priority for this week. I want to get that grant application submitted, and then we'll let you guys know how that goes. Other updates we did, we kicked off the next sprint for Giveth token and got the airdrop list done, and also did a fun autopilot and segment demo with the communications team this past week. So we should be, hopefully the communications team is feeling empowered to rock out email notifications. And I think that's more than enough, so I will stop talking and pass it to Griff.
Okay, thank you. I want to give some major praise to Magenta and anyone else who's doing the Twitter. There was a lot of action on Twitter this week, and really good. You retweeted my meme. Some of my memes made me really happy. So major praise for that. I don't know if it was just Magenta or who else is jumping in the Twitter, but thank you. Also major praise for Bowen for diving in and taking on all of the token. A lot of the token work that has to be done. I think we had a meeting and it was just like, yeah, Bowen, you do this, right? Okay, cool. Oh, and you'll do that, right? Oh yeah, cool. And so him taking charge and ownership of those tasks is really helpful. I also want to give major praise to Lauren and Mitch for really coming in and just like being so ready to take on everything and anything, and coming in with like some like willing to take on authority and agency of like, no, I'll take on this task and I'm going to own it, and not having to ask like really coming in this culture of like, agency and ownership. It's next level. I also want to praise Monique for coming to all these calls and jumping in and offering so much support. I'm really excited to have a real professional product manager on the squad, because I don't think we've ever had one of those for Giveth. So that's super cool. Someone with experience. It's going to be huge. I also want to praise Amin for taking agency and giving Muhammad a week off so that he can celebrate, and really taking this family first approach that Giveth has always had, and really implementing it and executing it. And I definitely want to praise Willie for that amazing overview of all the cool tools that we have for analyzing the data and acting on the data. That was really informative for me, and I didn't even understand that those kinds of things could happen. So that was super cool. And I will pass it to Lauren.
Hey, okay, awesome. I love praising people. I'd like to praise Mohammed and Omin for all their work on Giveth 1 and for always being like super communicative in GitHub issues, and like a lot of great communication in there. And praise Monique for jumping into all the meetings, asking all the questions, getting super oriented. For James and Mateo for pushing to go live, and then also taking some time for self-care. I'd like to praise Danny for doing all kinds of magic behind the scenes, including like getting people to the places they need to go, and all this like sneaky support that makes the ship run smooth. You don't like see it, but it flows. I want to praise Mitch for being so good at testing and like super on the GitHub board. I'd like to praise Willie for the autopilot and segment training. I'd like to praise Kai for also doing this kind of like sneaky checking in, like making sure the live streaming ends and all these other things he just like jumps in on. Yeah, I want to praise also Ashley and Danny for hooking Forrest up and taking care of her, getting her a laptop so she can do some work this week, and bringing her here and doing all this stuff and all these coordinations so that things can still move. I'd like to praise Tommy for being a great bridge for Metafest, and I'd like to praise Griff for just being amazing, jumping in everywhere and like talking about Giveth and the common stack, and always putting things in such a way that's like really inspiring and easy to understand. And I want to praise Marco for creating custom design images that I can put into my Medium article, and the whole GiveBacks team for getting the airdrop list done and also being amazing. My updates, updates for this week. Well, last week I had a meeting with Chris, which was super nice, and he showed me how to like reorganize the YouTube, so the YouTube and transparency, and then Giveth is like, yeah, nice organized now. I'm going to start putting the videos in the places, which is super nice. I worked on some testing and some issues for Giveth 1, and yeah, looking forward to this week, and I will pass it to Mateo.
Hey guys, good morning. My prize for this week, first is going to be for everyone that is making the memes. Those memes are really great, so praise to all of you. I don't know who you are, but praise. Praise to Marco for leading a great and awesome dev meeting on past Wednesday. That was really great. It's making us really good organized for the next sprint. So praise to him for that. Mitch for being an amazing tester. You're making me my life like really better as a dev. Yeah, good testing is amazing, and your reports are really great. And everybody else that is making like those, praise to you as well. I think that's it. As an update from Thursday, we are live. We fixed a couple of bugs, expecting to make them a lot of course of more progress this week. But yeah, that's it. You can test it, check it out in the staging as well. So if you can break everything if you want there. That's it. I'll pass it to James.
Cool, thank you. I'd like to praise Mateo for being a rock star, as always, consistent, working hard, and just making shit happen. Super cool. I would love to praise Griff also for the cool podcast you did with Omar. It was super nice, spreading the good love and the good word to the people. and Kai for all of his streaming stuff for the Metafest, even though it wasn't like strictly Giveth stuff. Like I know he's spreading Giveth love and reaching out to people and making connections all the time. And yeah, I also like to call out Mitch for being like super proactive and alert and attentive to detail and just super high energy. He's just like pushing it, and I'm feeling it. So thank you. And that's it for me. Updates. Yeah, I kind of took it a little bit easier the last days. We're live, as we know, with all the latest changes and stuff. So that seems to be a great success. And yeah, I'm just enthusiastic about the future, really. So let's see what happens next. I will pass it to Willie. Did you go, Willie? You did. You went first. Oh yeah, I wanted to welcome Mo Nick also, Mo. Hey, Mo. Hey, do you want to go next?
You muted.
Okay. I just joined your team. Just it's my fifth day, I think. But I just want to praise Amin. He helped me everywhere, every time. Believe me. Even he's asleep, I wrote him and he immediately responded. And I want to thank Muhammad for, demo some of the part of the US trace to me. I want to thank Marco. I just asked a question to Marco and he just answered me and made a meeting with Amin and helped me during this process. Your team was amazing, believe me, guys, because everyone is hopeful and open for change, and it's very interesting for me. And I want to praise Danny. Danny answered me lots of questions in chats, in private chats, and I want to thank her. And also Lauren. Lauren has a very good and supportive energy, and I am sure that she can help me during this process. And I want to ask all the team. I don't have lucky enough to meet with all of you. I would love to pass it to Amin, maybe.
Hi, I was mute and all my camera was off. Thank you, Mohammed. Thank you, Monique. I want to start with praising Monique. He started well. He jumps to all the calls and all the calls, all the jumps to the lives of how the trace and to learn every aspect of the procedure of the how to create organizations, create DAC milestone, and on how to work with this application and see all the capabilities. Yeah, it's nice. It's very good. I didn't expect that much energy from him. I would love to he become a professional product manager for us and help us in making faster, making our application creation faster and better tested. I also praise Marco. He held a session with us and with me and Monique about how it's better to organize the US team because he had experience. I want praise Griff for his great podcast with Omar. I want to praise Giveth 2 team for pushing forward and making it live. I want to praise Lauren and any other testers that has helped us and testing the application and proposing suggestion about how to interact with the user, about dialogue, about emails and all things. They are very great help for us. And praise anyone who I missed. Yeah, that's it. I want to pass it to Kai.
Hey, yeah, I love this community. I want to praise Lauren for jumping in and juggling the hot coals and getting Griff put it really nicely, like being very proactive. I want to praise Mitch for the same. Like it's great job you do at testing and taking the dogs into your hands and like pushing things forward. I want to praise Amin for like his relentless work on Giveth Trace, which I can only now mostly I get it as a user, but I know how hard you're working and how late it always is. Like the same goes for Mo, who is here, and also like you're always are present at the dev meetings of Giveth 2. Especially because we don't assign you any issues anymore, but you still come, and it's great that you keep updated. I want to praise James and Matteo for working crazy hard, pushing live, and then hot fixing. And I also want to praise you guys for hanging back a few days. It's very good to keep those things balanced. I want to praise Forrest for being so organized and doing all the things, and I feel with you there. Like it's a crazy thing to lose all your stuff, and I hope we can give back and help you get like new things and get you settled once more. I want to praise Marco for holy shit, like getting into sprint planning and doing a really, really good job at it. I want to praise Willie for yeah, man, you're such an amazing guy. You did a great presentation on MetaFest, and the thing with Segment and Autopilot was just pure cream and sweet. And giving all your support here. I want to praise Manu for joining the community and fighting for your people and trying to make the change real and giving us a chance to have a really good thing going with Giveth. And I want to praise Dani here as well for taking on this hot thing that happened in Argentina, talking it through with Manu. I also want to praise Dani for this crazy Manu. I don't know who tagged Manu, but it was just pure thing. There was another Manu that joined in the call that helped. And I love cosmic, events like this. It just happened, but it seems like real help came from that. And yeah, like I said, I want to praise really all of you and the larger community for being so cool. Streaming MetaFest this week, there was a lot of talk about Giveth, many old friends, for example, MC, came in and does a great job at connecting the dots. And yeah, and I give it to Manu. I think you haven't spoken to this community before. Say hi. Or maybe not. Maybe
mute. He's
Yes.
maybe talking about mute.
Maybe he stepped off. I don't know. Who is missing? I guess that did we go all around?
No, Mitch.
Oh yeah,
Mitch.
Mitch.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, you guys already took all the good praise, so I don't know what I'm supposed to say now.
Right.
I did want to make a point to praise James and Matteo for taking a break. They've been working overtime on this thing, so praise them for taking some time for themselves, and reiterating the praise to Willie for last week showing us how Segment and Autopilot works. That was really, really helpful. My updates for this week was just lots of user testing. And coming up this next week, I want to focus more on onboarding more projects now that things are looking a bit cleaner. And that's it. If I'm the last one, I can pass it back to Danny. Forrest? Oh, there she is.
Hey guys. Okay, I'll start with update. Last week, I feel that we made a lot of really great momentum and progress with the Give token economy. It was really great to see how we were able to squeeze 2 meetings in one. And I think we did that back to back, where we were able to accomplish 2 meetings worth of things in 1 meeting. And Willie and Griff knocked out the airdrop stuff, which is like a huge goal. And yeah, I just feel that things are progressing along smoothly. I also had a really amazing meeting with Danny, where we discussed my role and like, yeah, the areas that are going really well and areas for improvement. And so that helped to give me a lot of clarity and structure and guidance. And yeah, just like the ways for me to expand and grow and like learn new things. Obviously, it sounds like everyone has heard that this Friday I had an incident where my car was broken into and all my personal valuables were stolen. So it's been an interesting weekend. And as I've reflected on like the meaning of it and like the spiritual lessons and stuff, one of the things I like almost feel like I'm gonna cry. Like one of the things that just comes through so strong is like how much support I have. Yeah, it's just amazing. Like I was at the farmer's market, and when I realized what I thought had happened, that it was either brain fog, that I had done something like crazy and left my laptop at home, which I knew I hadn't done, or that my car had been broken into. And I saw a friend at the farmer's market that has Danny Bell's phone number, and I like saw him leaving, and I sprinted. I was chasing his car as he was like leaving the parking lot, and I'm like, please tell Danny Bell I'm gonna miss the marketing call. And like, and just this sense of like, wow, I'm kind of fucked, but all I really have to do is like tell Danny Bell. And I know she's gonna like really have all these like solutions and support. And yeah, the voice message I got from Danny Bell once I had explained to her what happened was like, we've got your back, girl. Ashley's flying back. I'm flying back. One of us can like, you can order new things to us and we'll like travel with it back from the States. And Lauren is like offering me her home and to co-work together. And Ashley has an old laptop that I can use in the interim. And like, just so much empathy and compassion from everyone. I'm like in deep gratitude and just want to praise you all. Yeah, and like beyond the personal stuff, I really appreciated and enjoyed, Willie, your ability always to like explain new concepts or introduce new tools in such a thorough way is really inspiring. And I loved your segment on segment and autopilot. And I'm really excited to dive into, I think I'm most interested in autopilot. Yeah, obviously like echoing the praise for Danny and Ashley and Lauren. Griff, I want to praise for always being really clear and like asking for what he needs, especially with having such a busy schedule, like meeting the times for hack sessions and like creatively working and collaborating together, like having music in the background. I want to praise Ashley and Lauren for all the detailed work that has gone into like setting up the emails and the email copy, and that's been like a huge project, and I'm really grateful. Praise to Bowen for hacking really hard on all this contributors list and that research. The devs for going live, the testers doing all the testing. I had been intending to support with that on Friday, and then I
Oops.
Did everyone just freeze?
Yeah.
Might be the server.
Yes.
I will upgrade again.
All right. Is there anybody who's jumped in that hasn't had a moment to speak? Do we have a Manu ready to share, or did Mateo go?
Yes.
Hello, guys. It's a
Oh,
pleasure being
great.
here. I was directed to Giveth by the metagame community because I had kind of a good charity to make. I don't know if charity is the right word. I'm sorry. I'm really new to all of this. But yeah, I'm from Argentina, and I showed the guys last week what was going on here, and they told me, yeah, get into Giveth, and I've been setting up all the campaign with some friends of mine from here. And I like, if I had to praise someone, I would praise. I don't remember exactly who was the person who directed me to Giveth, but of course that person, and also Beth, because she's been helping me so much with setting everything up. It's amazing that you have developed this. Really, really amazing. I can't tell you how much it means for everyone on like third world countries where dollars are worth that much. Having these ways of accepting donations to us is huge.
I want to mention, I'm cutting in line. It was Tommy, and he didn't get praised for that. I want to praise Tommy for being a great host in MetaFest and like being on that segment with Manu and me running the stream. And we were like, "Hey, Tommy, can you say something?" And he's like, "Yeah, immediately do this, do that," and yeah, praise for that.
Yeah, and he also told me like today was the meeting, so yeah, Tommy, like you've done an amazing job. Thank you, man. Like, yeah, there's not enough praise for you from my end, at least.
We have one more free void. Who is new, I guess, but might not hear us. Otherwise, probably give it back. Oh, there you go.
Hi, can you hear me?
Yeah.
Okay, so I don't even know what to say. Like I skipped my praise round, though I actually wanted to give praise to you all for making Giveth, really, because I kind of started to watch this project around a year ago, maybe. And that was something that I always wanted to be here, because I think that what people really need is the ability to raise money for their non-profit need to help each other with means that cannot be restricted by government, really. And this is something that is really needed for my friends and for me also. That's it. And right now, what I'm doing is I'm trying to compile MongoDB, because this is a dependency for the Feathers server. So I'm kind of this week and maybe this couple of days, I will try to set the things up and to try do some local playing with stuff. I have Linux, not Windows, so yeah, that's and moreover, it's Arch Linux. Yeah, here's the meme. Arch Linux talking about him having Arch Linux. So, so yeah, it goes kind of like this. Thank you for listening.
No, thank you for being here. So I didn't hear anybody add any agenda points during our check-ins. I have added a whole bunch of things because I've went through the Discord and kind of harvested a few different things. But does anyone have anything burning that they would like to see on the agenda today, or to prioritize that is already on the agenda? And if not, we'll just dive right in. So there's a couple of topics that I added, and we can, they'll come in down below, but there's a couple of things I think we could hit really quick. The first one is just want to invite folks to get involved in the conversations on Discord, as we do have more people coming in and more interesting things to capitalize on. So if there's something that you see, just to give you a few ideas of things that are happening in there right now. You heard from Manu earlier, speaking to us from Argentina about the wildfire crisis in Patagonia. And we're getting them set up on a campaign, both on Giveth 1 and Giveth 2, which is very exciting to see how we can offer both instant donations to go straight to people who need it, and also offer a way to contribute through Giveth Trace to provide more accountability and transparency for donors who require that. Also in the communications channel, Marco spoke up that we're going to be he's going to start working on a redesign on our site because we need to include give back inclusion. So Lauren, Marco, and I have a meeting tomorrow morning, a short little check-in one before the governance meeting. So if you're interested in that, jump over to the communications channel. There's also a fellow who was referred to us by Jeff Emmett, who's creating something called Sand Clock. He's looking for how to be able to give donations to projects that are listed on Giveth. And it might be a little more technical what he's looking to do for integration. So I would love if there's anybody who might want to get involved with how can we integrate other platforms that want to distribute funds directly from their platform into Giveth projects. It's kind of an exciting one. The other thing I wanted to add to the agenda just real quickly is I've been going through the different roles that are on Discord to make sure we can tag people and communicate effectively. Before the meeting today, I tagged folks who are praise givers, unicorns, and on our DAO. As I was scrolling through it, I saw there's a person who has admin privileges, for example, that I don't have any idea who this Ian person is. Maybe you can follow up with me separately if you want to help me clean up the roles a little bit. I'm working on that. The other issue that I'm adding to the agenda, which I think I'm just bringing it up here, I think we can chat about it as part of the site design, is that I created a GitHub issue. You can see it there, it's number 441, to make some changes on the homepage because I feel like the community aspect of Giveth is really not visible or present. And I would like to say, besides adding projects and being a donor, you can also be a part of our community. And I think that there needs to be something. How we do that is probably open for some discussion so we can give clear direction to the devs on how to proceed with that issue. I'm going to pause for a moment before diving into the next topic, see if anybody has any questions or wants to give me information.
I'm DMing you right now on who smart contracts is.
Oh, perfect. Thank you.
Of course.
Danny, you can direct the API integration person to me or connect me.
Oh, perfect. Thanks, James.
Yeah, I hope we can at least talk on that topic a little bit. That comes up in the agenda. The API integration or the like integrating with other projects on Giveth.
Cool. Okay, I do have it, I think, further down the agenda. All right, I want to give an update from our governance circle. There's a link there for our Reputation DAO proposals. We passed 2 proposals this past week. Lauren is now an official full-time member of our team. Hooray. Thank you to everybody who voted. One of the things I noticed in there is I can't actually tell who voted. I'd want to be able to give people praise. So I have a little window open to figure some more things out around our DAO on
I can show you how to do that.
Okay, I'll follow up with you. Thanks, Griff. What else? Forrest shared that we held her review. We've got a new contract coming for her. And Ashley got her passport. Persistence pays off sometimes in just showing up in person to get things done. So she'll be back at the end of this week. I know I've been missing her. Role descriptions and contracts. There's been a variety of questions around who's full-time, what that means. The job descriptions that we're hacking on are on the Google Drive. Peer review process and organizational structure updates are something I'm working on. And Mitch, that was kind of one of the things I was asking you about, if that the right place for that is in Docs, and we can follow up on that outside of this meeting. But the question I have is, where do we share more community information around who's on Giveth, the administrative processes, how we reward people, and how people can get involved as contributors and be rewarded? I'd like to see us get some more information about that into the site going forward. The next thing I have on here is there is a current contributors spreadsheet snapshot for working on the Give token. And I'm curious, it doesn't look like that's been updated for a while. So I'm wondering if that snapshot that we took back then is the final one, or as we're looking at reviewing or finalizing the airdrop recipients, if we want to make any changes to that to acknowledge folks who have been consistent in the months since we took that snapshot.
Yes, I think we need to update that. The numbers that are in there, it was just a snapshot, and I agree. We should update it. And I was hoping, Danny, I don't know if you saw my comment, you may have already responded, but I was hoping to just kind of pass that on to you to do the calculations, really however you think, to kind of make a proposal to the DAO basically on whatever you think, however you think we should calculate that. I do agree that we should update it because that data is stale on it. It wasn't meant to be the final snapshot by any means.
Awesome. And yeah, that's why I'm looking at it as I'm looking at source cred over the past months and praised as we're bringing that in and making sure that we're using the most current information for how we reward people and do another token issuance. So it applies to both the Give token and the reputation now.
Awesome. Love the way you're thinking about it, and thanks for taking that on. Happy to support if in any way, but I really appreciate you taking ownership of that.
Yeah, I do have questions for you. I'll own it, but there's a few things I might need to tap you for.
Sounds great.
The other proposal that passed is the Reward DAO proposal. Mitch, and we also did a milestone for Calvin for producing that awesome hype video. So I'm thinking that for the time being, anybody who's doing something that contributes value to Giveth can create a milestone there. We don't have the whole point math thing sorted out. I don't think we have enough information to fully do that. So for now, I think anybody can submit a milestone if they feel they've contributed value to Giveth. And then we as the Reputation DAO folks can take a look at that, advocate for it, and get some money paid out. As of right now, our Reward DAO balance is sitting at about 4.35 ETH, which is around $7,000.
One thing to add to that is because from Amin's math, it's looking like we pay about $70 on average. You know, sometimes it's $120, sometimes it's $30, but we pay quite the fees for people to withdraw funds from Giveth Trace right now. So definitely try to make sure that we don't approve requests for funding of less than $300 ish to make it efficient.
Oh, that's a really good topic, Lauren. I know we hacked on the text for that. Is there anything you want to add to that while we're talking about it? Because I know we're adding a little message and pop-ups on Giveth Trace to alert people to that.
Yeah, that's just it. I mean, I added like some suggestions and pinged Mohammed to implement them on Giveth Trace. So it's like you can't make a milestone with a cap that's like less than this limit amount, and you also can't like collect funds or disperse funds if the amount in the milestone is like less than like the limit amount, and the limit amount isn't like exactly $70, but it's actually pulled from the back end. So it's like dynamic as things change. Yeah, so I think that's just going to get put in there. So it's like going to become difficult or impossible for this like dispersion to actually happen if it's like less than the amount, you know?
Yeah, I think the current amount that we're going with is $250 is like a bare minimum for this time being. But it'd be nice if we tried to make sure milestones were larger than that. Just it might take a couple weeks for that to get implemented. So cultural enforcement is also fine.
Mhm.
I have a question here because we are using multi-send, right? Would it be easier if we increase the window for payouts, like to collect more of them?
Well, there's two
Yep.
transactions that have to happen on chain for every send. There's the multi-send transaction that is the final step that actually Bowen does a great job at just manually delaying things, like waiting to do some of these things until gas is cheap and making sure that we have bulk payments out. But then for every payment that goes out, there's also a transaction before that happens whenever, you know, it has no awareness of what gas price is, has no awareness of anything. It's just when the person clicks the button to withdraw funds, that causes a chain of events on Rinkeby that eventually creates a transaction on mainnet that authorizes the transaction, and that's done once per every payment. And that's just the mechanics. So effectively, there's like 1.2 transactions for every transaction that happens on Giveth.
Yeah. Okay. So the last item on our reputation DAO is there are some proposals coming this week. I'm hearing that the airdrop recipient list is finalized, so we'll want to put through a proposal to approve that. I'm working on a proposal to distribute more reputation tokens based on source cred plus praise. Side note on praise, I can't seem to get the sheet command in Discord to be able to see it. I don't know if that's something, Kai, you can make that wizardry happen.
I think that's not in the Discord. That was a Telegram thing, I guess. It's not implemented in the. But I do have. I posted that link. I have a link to the spreadsheet, and it's a Giveth. Or is it on my account? I'm pretty sure I put it on a Giveth account, but it might be on mine. I definitely have the link. I can give it to you.
Yeah, I know you put it somewhere, and I scoured Discord and I couldn't find it.
Yeah. Okay. I'll PM you right now.
Okay. Thank you. And I'll make sure it gets somewhere where we can easily. I'm going to put it into. I'm updating the reward DAO description, so I want to put it in there for starters. I have slowly but surely this week been hacking on a contribution spreadsheet to kind of track the participation of everybody in the Giveth community. So going through the past months of our foundation budget, who's been receiving things from there based on source cred and other things. And then I'm adding the praise spreadsheet into it now that I have the link. So I'm just compiling one place where I can look at it and see how long people have been participating and an estimate of to what degree they're participating, so we can use that information to quantify rewards coming back out. For two reasons. A, for praise quantification to see how we're going to reward folks with Give tokens, and also for qualification to the DAO for our governance procedures. Okay, that's all I have to share from governance, and we have a meeting tomorrow to go through a couple of these things in more detail. Pass it over to whoever wants to share with us on progress for the Give token economy.
One thing I just want to clarify is the approval list for airdrop recipients. This is specifically for the giver airdrop recipients. There's still the contributors that needs to be worked on, and the airdrop has many different pieces, but the big one was the giver one. That was very objective and a great first milestone. I guess the rest, a lot of it's in Bowen's hands, and I don't see Bowen here right now, so I don't know if we have a lot of updates on the progress. Does anyone else want to take it?
Yeah, I think we can just give a quick high-level overview of what we're working on. So we kicked off sprint number 4 And the big goal for sprint number 4 is to finish a lot of the things that have been in progress. So there's a few big goals. One is to finish all of the smart contract work for Give token. That's in Edu's hands. Another goal is to make sure that the give back spec is basically, I think, fleshed out on the UI UX side, and basically get sign off from the developers that the way that we're imagining and envisioning the give back MVP is feasible, and there's not any unforeseen complications. It sounds like we did get some early, Griff ran it past Fabio and got some early feedback that it should be relatively easy, which is encouraging. So far, so good there. Yeah, we've made some good progress on the giver side of the airdrop, but another big priority is getting the other airdrop recipients fleshed out, which Bowen and Danny are kind of the main people for that. And I think supporting DApp node with the UI UX feedback, that's something that they're really focused on now. They're finalizing the smart contracts, and they're starting to work on the UI UX. So we're pretty fortunate that we get to realize the benefits of their exploration there, but we want to do whatever we can to support. So possible we'll get some updates from them and ask people to check it out and give feedback. But right now we're kind of waiting for an update from them. I think that's pretty much the key pieces of Give token and current status of where we're at with each of those.
Awesome.
The narrative stuff. Obviously, yeah. I think that's another thing that's happening. This communications team is working on fleshing out the narrative, which is obviously a huge piece of the token in the economy.
Awesome. All right, we have about 11 minutes left on our meeting. I think we're doing pretty darn good. Do we have other updates from the DApp development team? Amin or Monique? I guess the first thing to do is, for those who haven't heard it yet, is to welcome Monique to the Giveth Trace team as the project or product manager.
Woo. Hi.
Mo or Amin, do you have any updates, anything to share or request from the community about what you're working on Trace right now?
Yeah, I got familiar with all the process of the Giveth Trace, and I get familiar with the team. Also, I made some amendments, some correction to the board and the vision and the milestones that we should make on the Giveth Trace. I'm just actively looking for a best, very early step for being started here, because the change may disrupt you guys, and I'm just looking for the best way to start. And unfortunately, I have a short vacation because of our New Year and the next week, so it may interrupt my work, but I'm looking forward to make a very good change, and that's my update.
Thank you. All right, we have big news with Giveth.io with our Giveth 2 DApp. I know that Friday the 12th, we migrated to staging and did some testing there, and now we've upgraded to production, and the most current release, is that correct, is now live at Giveth.io?
That's correct. All the whiz-bang stuff with the emails and all the segmenting and all of this. So yeah, it's great. It's a success like this. Yeah, that's it really, I guess. Otherwise, like on our side, we've set up a more sort of structured sprint-based approach to development. So we are doing 2-week sprints. We have a separate column in Zen Hub for our sprint backlog now. So if you want to know what is in the current sprint and when the sprint ends, and therefore when it's live, anybody should be able to see that by going to our Zen board issues Zen Hub page. And if there's something in there that you want or need in there or expect to be there and it's not there, then you can talk to us. And yeah, that's it really from our side. I don't know, Matteo, is there anything else you want to say?
No, I think that's it. Always encouraging everyone to test on staging because that's the best way to make the product better. So if you still want to donate some XDAI or Robsten tokens, yeah, I would say Robsten more than XDAI on staging. Go ahead and do it, and yeah, give us feedback so we can improve every day a little bit more.
Sorry, Danny. For Giveth Trace, Amin may help more than me right now.
Oh, I didn't hear that. Did you have something to add, or just that you don't?
Amin?
Yeah, hi, Amin.
Hello.
Do you have
Sorry,
any comments?
I was distracted for a moment. Sorry. About my update and Giveth Trace.
Mm-hmm.
Ah, sorry. Yeah. The update is that here is New Year. Our New Year is the beginning of the spring. As you see, Monique is going to vacation. Mohammed is on vacation too. So yeah, another point is that Monique is not our new onboarding person. We have joined. We have a new front-end developer. He's onboarding. About the feature we have implemented, we are working on getting feedback about payment on the mainnet in the Giveth app. You know, when you do you collect money. There is chain of actions and chain of transaction in the range fee, but in the mainnet there are 2 transactions. The second one makes your payment. We are working on giving that feedback to the user. It's not implemented completely yet. We have worked on supporting new type of URLs. If you drop into Giveth Trace, you will see that the URLs has been changed. They are all Slack-based, better for SEO and better looking when you work on the application. And also, we are working separate on different forms for proposing milestones. The milestone term will be changed to project. So we will have four times of projects. One of them is milestone, another payment, bounty, and expense. They will have different modern. They have different forms, and they are built with modern front-end libraries. It's and design. Matthew would know. And yeah, that's my update. Most update I can tell you.
Awesome. That's a lot of progress. Kai, anything you need to share with us from the operational side of things?
Sorry, didn't get that.
I was just checking to see if there's anything we need to know from the operational side of the house.
Nothing really, like just a small segment hook. I'm checking Slack. It seems like nobody did anything on Giveth.io. We might be like after the little, yeah, we might be ready for big announcements again. I don't know. Just saying, like it does seem to work, but it also seems like nobody did anything. That's my only update, I guess.
Let's see. We've only got a few minutes left, but the one thing I did want to circle, well, as we're hitting the communication section, with the current release being live on Giveth.io, our next communications meeting is on Tuesday. Usually the Tuesday meeting is a bit of a hack session where we jam on updating any content that we're working on. I think this week it'll probably be that we're focused on what do we need from communications and the whole team to feel like we're ready to do a big communications push, and then kind of look at the calendar and figure out what's the right date for that and be able to communicate it to everybody so we can coordinate publicity and all of those things. Forrest, do you have anything you want to share from the communications team?
No, I just think that since the devs and the testers have pushed it live, maybe our placeholder meeting, which I don't have my calendar, but I think it's on Tuesday afternoon. Maybe we use that this week as like a real team meeting so that we can go through the content calendar and discuss and get our official date on the books.
Awesome. Okay. Well, we've got a few minutes left. If anybody wants to talk about some of these other items, I know, Griff, you said talking about that API integration would be something really useful. I have a couple other things that to note down here. Don't forget, we've only got, I think, 4 days left for Gitcoin grant promotion. So that's still hot this week. And also, I just wanted to give you guys who didn't hear it the update that we got a little donation from Gaia Gives. Well, thank you to you guys here on Giveth for all that we're doing to have the new application and development being ready for a white label. They've donated $2,200 in ETH from Gaia Gives, their DAF, to the Bloom wallet. So all of the work that Magenta has been doing for us, both her contract from 2020 and contract 2021, has been paid through a generous donation from another related project. Anybody want to chat about the sand clock suggestion? I mentioned that this is in the contributors thread. I took a look at it and feel like it might be better for him to talk to somebody else. James, I heard you say you're interested in that. If anybody wants to chat about that now, here's the moment.
I just want to just reiterate how important this is, that Ethereum's main use case and main thing is this network effects, and we had a lot of people actually use Giveth in the past without our permission, and that has been and we never really enabled it. But I really hope now with this new application that we make it really easy for people to integrate on top of us and use us as the donation integration, the donation Lego, for whatever they want to do. This has been something that Gitcoin has had a lot of success with as well. And people, it would be nice to make this another option and ideally make it even easier than it is with Gitcoin, if possible.
Yes, +1, big +1.
Sounds great. I mean, I don't really have much to say about it at this point, other than I will keep that in mind, and I just want to figure out what they actually want. I mean, what their requirements are, and my interest is really just to figure out how we can best help do that. So yeah, I probably would have more to say about it after talking to them really. But I'm happy to take this and do an initial reach out with them and figure out what it is they're looking for.
Amazing. Awesome. All right, look at us clearing that whole agenda exactly in an hour. Thank you, everybody, for being here. Thank you to our new folks who have joined the community. Manu, I'll dive in and start helping you get that campaign and DAC set up. Thank you, everybody, for all of your contributions, for getting us live. Those who want to participate in the governance meeting tomorrow, we'll see you there. And everybody, please join the conversation in Discord and retweet our tweets. And thank you for being so awesome.
Sorry, is there any plan to hold the sessions earlier? 1 hour earlier, because after daylight saving change.
We also have the daylight saving time changing tonight.
Wow, there's another one that happens today?
Yeah.
So right now we're sticking with the times that meetings are on our current agenda. So as your time changes, you've got to keep an eye on how that affects you. I'm doing my best to post updates in the scheduling channel each day about what meetings are coming up for this time period. So Again, I encourage you to keep an eye on Discord and the scheduling channel and the Giveth calendar. If you don't have that added to your calendar, let us know. If somebody wants to propose changing any individual meeting time based on who the participants are, to make sure that we can get everybody feeling included and not excluded, let's talk about that. I don't think anything has to stay exactly where it is forever, but some people like Griff, if you want them to be in the meeting, you probably need to keep it. And it would take heavy coordination to make some changes, but it's not impossible. Let's just be really specific about what we're asking for, rather than having a very long dialogue of what if and could we. Let's make a proposal, see if it can pass or not, and then make a change.
Okay, I just forgot 2 praises. I write it down in the chat, by the way.
Okay. Oh yeah, and praises that have been given in this meeting, we'll go back and we'll log them all on a praise channel, so we don't jam up. Yeah, on Discord. Thanks, Lauren, for being on top of that. Anything else? All right, thank you guys so much. Enjoy the rest of your Sunday.
Meme party.
Oh yeah, meme party. All right, so we're going to jump into the Discord general voice channel, stream some music, and hack on memes for a little bit now.
Hey, Griff. I'm not sure if you're able to join the meme party or not. I still need to get Ashley's old computer set up. You mentioned a phrase that you want to hack the shit out of, and I'm curious, or meme the shit out of. You mentioned it in our last Give token call in reference to DAppNode. Could you say what the phrase is and what that means?
I don't know in reference to DAppNode, but I know Willie's donation mining was really cool, but maybe we're not there yet. I don't remember for DAppNode.
Okay. Okay, cool. It's in the notes in Notion, so I can take a look there. Thanks.
Okay, there is a meme channel, so we can post our memes, post our ideas for hashtags and whatnot in there, and that's where we vote on them. So we'll see you guys over in the voice channel. Pick some music, stream it up, and let's jam.
Okay.
Praise you all. Much love.
Bye. Bye.
It's good to see Tamara. Hi, Tamara.